Hey everyone, welcome back to Sports Kathi. We are back enjoying some test cricket and it has been very entertaining, I hope. So we are planning to do a fans view for this test match. We'll be doing this every day. And here with me is Rohit as well as Bhanu. So let me start with the first session. What happened was that we won the toss and we decided to bat first. And the pitch looked like it might have some help. It looked pretty green, but there was not much of assistance for the fast bowlers. But unfortunately, Prithvi Shaw got out in the second ball, and that was not a good start for us. And then it was Pujara and Mayank Agarwal just grilling through the session. And then again, another unfortunate dismissal by Mayank Agarwal. Again, on the pitch of a delivery, Agarwal could not do anything. And Kohli came in, we held it. It was 41 for 2. But me, myself being in the United States, I think I went to sleep after that. So let me go to the second session. Let Rohit or Bhanu talk about it.
Hey Vaishakh, I hope you will enjoy as much as the test match you can in the coming days. Definitely setting up to be quite an interesting one. Um, like you said, I think the first session completely belonged to Australia. India did well to not lose more than 2 wickets, in my opinion. And I think Captain Kohli coming out just before lunch or the first break, as we now have to call it, I think got some time to settle in the middle and just get used to the rhythm of the ball and the swing. And it was an exciting session for us. I think together with Pujara, Kohli really steadied the flow of runs for us. At one end, Pujara was struggling to get the boundaries, but taking the singles and the doubles continuously. Whereas Kohli really made sure that the bowlers were not able to stick to any particular single strategy for prolonged times, and Australia had to actually bring in a couple of bowlers and make some changes. So which went on to show that India was playing well and challenging the Aussies. Well, Pujara's wicket came at the wrong time, in my opinion, today. If he had stuck around that session and India had gone out, into the third session without losing a wicket, we would have been seeing different scores on our screen today. But having said that, I think Nathan Lyon deserves a small mention for the second session here. He was very persistent, kept coming back and bowling in the rough areas, so whatever little roughness he found due to the footsteps of the fast bowlers from the morning. And I think Pujara also tried his level best to counter attack. And, I saw him come out and hit him for a couple of deep doubles and boundaries. But at the end, it was a soft dismissal. Came out too early out in the front, and we lost that wicket. So I think the second session was completely India's session, 56 runs that came at a decent flow with loss of just 1 wicket. Australia would have definitely wanted to dominate this session, and I'll let Rohit talk about what happened in the final session of the day.
Oh yes, thanks Bhanu. So coming to the third session, when the third session started, the score was 107 for 3, and it was, I would say, evenly placed in many ways, because we have Kohli and Rahane, the vice captain and the captain, playing there on the pitch, and I felt they could have a good partnership. India can have momentum and they can go forward, and that's exactly what happened. Kohli and Rahane started off well, and the run rate started picking up. You could see that Lyon, who was actually bowling well in the second session, was conceding runs as the session progressed and the third session progressed. The run rate picked up. India were moving really well. And for me, one standout shot of the day was Rahane pulling Cummins for a 6. That was a very good shot, and that actually signaled the shift in momentum, and India was like in the forward direction. But then at 188 for 3, I would call what is a brain freeze moment happened. Rahane called for a single, which was, I would say, a very tight single if it was there. And he halfway through he decided not to complete the run, and he sent Kohli back, and Kohli didn't make it, and he was completely lost in the middle of the pitch. And Kohli's dismissal actually shifted the entire I would say shifted the entire innings, or shifted the entire momentum of the match itself. So Kohli got dismissed at 188 for 3, it became 188 for 4, and then you could actually feel, because that was just 3 or 4 overs before the new ball was taken. And that is very critical, because we wanted these two to actually play the new ball. And what happened was, with that dismissal, we have a new batsman coming in, Vihari. And this pitch has not been easy for new batsmen, because when Pujara or when Kohli or when Rahane came into bat, they took time to settle in. And poor for Vihari, he had to come in, and he had to come in to face a new ball under lights, which is not at all easy. And to make things worse, we lost Rahane soon enough to have in swinging ball from Stark with the new ball. The ball started swinging in under lights with the new ball, and then soon after, Vihari got a very good ball from Hazelwood, which was again a very good in swinger from Hazelwood, and from 188 for three, which was a very comfortable position, we went to 206 for five, 206 for six. Sorry, and and that moment I was actually thinking we might collapse by before the end of the day. But luckily enough, our what we can call the semi all-rounders in Saha and Ashwin, they held fort. They managed to bat till end of the day, and at the end of the play, we are at now 233 for six, which I would say in short is advantage Australia. So that is where the day has ended. So now that's where we are now. So now coming at the match situation as it stands now, 233 for 6, I would say is advantage Australia, because I believe the pitch, as Banu mentioned, as earlier people mentioned, the pitch is slightly on the slower side. It is not the fast bouncy tracks of Australia. It's slightly on the slower side. You could see that it just did not carry to the slips all the time. Lion did get bounced. Lion did get some turn. But from a fast bowler point of view, once the ball loses its shine, then when the ball stops swinging, it is easier to bat. And I feel Australia ball really well. So I feel India needed to be somewhere around a 350 par, score to be say par on the first innings, and I think that is kind of a stretch here. I would expect India to end up somewhere around, I would say, late 200s, early 300s if possible. From an Indian point of view, anything above 300 is a positive from here. And what Australia will be looking at tomorrow morning is to bundle out India for say something in by something less than 300. So that's what they'll be looking at. And I think something less than 300 would definitely be an Australian advantage, because batting will get easier for day 2 and 3. And that is where Australia will get to bat. For me, for now, advantage Australia, and let's see how the test pans out. Thank you. And for all our viewers, this is what we'll be doing. As Vaishakh mentioned, we'll be giving a review of the day at the end of the day. So do follow us for a review, and keep following, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, everyone.